hello there and good day. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Jesse Pullman and welcome to Dystopian Report, the place where we talk about the nightmare world we have found ourselves in. So, first I want to say, let's get a palate cleanser in with Ariel the Office cat licking herself, because that is an opportunity we can never pass up. Second, today is February 23rd. It's going to be about 8:45 when this goes live, p.m. Eastern Standard, and we're going to do sort of an exercise today where we review an article and we dig into some stuff related to it. And we try to maybe learn something as we go. I've gone a little bit down this rabbit hole, but not deep, so you'll be learning as I do. And I'll be trying to read as much out loud as I can, so if I do stumble over my own tongue, I apologize in advance. Let's get to it. So this is an article from the, I'm already going to butcher names here, Coeur d'Alene / Post Falls. Update on Town Hall Chaos. Woman who was dragged out speaks. Police chief condemns security. Name of security firm confirmed. 3 employees of private security firm Lear Asset Management dragged Post Falls resident Teresa Boren-Pole. Hey, her last name's kind of like mine. Of a town hall meeting Saturday for heckling legislators. Well, that in and of itself is journalistically interesting because they chose the term heckling legislators instead of speaking up for herself, but we'll get into this in a bit. This article is by Kay Thornbrugg. Coeur d'Alene. Now, where is that exactly? I'm not sure. So let's look that up. It's a city in Idaho. It's even got a beach. I didn't know Idaho had beaches. That's pretty neat. It's a lake, I'm assuming. A legislative town hall organized by the Kootenai County Republican Central Committee devolved into chaos Saturday when unidentified plainclothes security personnel dragged a Post Falls woman from Coeur d'Alene High School auditorium for heckling legislators. Again, this author did not put heckling legislators in quotes, so we have to just sort of go with what that might mean. Though the company that provided security for the event has been identified, town hall organizers and Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris have claimed no knowledge of the security personnel or who hired them. Coeur d'Alene Police Chief Lee White confirmed Sunday that the men who dragged Teresa Boren-Pole from the meeting work for the private security firm Lear Asset Management. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this name using the Control-C. We're going to highlight it, Control-C, open a new tab, Control-V, hit Enter. What do you get? First thing that pops up, Lear Asset Management. Okay, pocket that for a minute. Reached by phone on Saturday and Sunday, the firm's owner, Hayden resident Paul Troet, declined to comment. So, we're going to take a break here. And we're going to sort of set the scene. There's a town hall. This person, for whatever reason, there's video of this. Have I seen it yet? No, I'm just sort of imagining because I'm going through this with you. This person gets up, says some things. Are these things popular? I don't know, maybe. Are they correct? I don't know, maybe. But this person gets up and says some things and is ultimately frowned upon. In fact, a group of security people with nobody apparently knowing who they are, just security people, show up and drag her out. Let's go back to that document for a second. We have a picture of her being dragged out. So, these security people are dragging a person out of a meeting. Did they have any legal authority to do so? Whether or not the sheriff or the police chief said they work for a private security company. I'm sorry, the sheriff claimed to have no knowledge of the security personnel who hired him. Sheriff Bob Norris, no idea. Just random security people showed up. We call that Brownshirts, just so you know. So, I'm reading through this article. Bob Norris was right there. Nothing was done without him being aware. Well, that's interesting to note. Well, with all that said, let's look at Lear Asset Management. Well, their company profile is they're a security contracting firm for the Greater Pacific Northwest, high-risk security solutions. Pairing the right personnel with the right tasks is critical and necessary to achieve lasting solutions. We provide specialized security personnel for special clients. We excel in rural and urban environments, servicing large land assets like timber, but also more sensitive missions such as school systems, corporation, and any private asset or person. Shifting threats are our specialty, and we can adapt to work in both civilian or federal environments. That's interesting. They have an article in Time about them. Oh, Californians turn to private country to police pot country. What's that about? Let's look. On a recent Sunday gardening club, some estimates. Okay, I'm kind of skimming this because I don't know what I'm looking at exactly. Over the summer, residents claim men in military gear have been dropping onto private security from unmarked helicopters and cutting down the medicinal pot gardens of local residents. This is from 2014, by the way, which is when pot was a lot less legal than it is now. So, that's interesting. Founded in 2012, Lear, the name stands for Logistical Environmental Asset Remediation, is a creature of the area's unique cannabis culture. Company employs about 15 people, former ex-military, special forces, rangers, and other veterans. They fly out on rented helicopters wearing camouflage fatigues, body armors, and keffeyehs around their necks. That's interesting. They are hired by large landowners to do the work of clearing trespass gardens from private property and perform forest reclamation, sometimes funded by government grant. Deep in the woods, they cut down illegal pot plants and scrub the environmental footprint from the backward drug trade. They carry AR-15 rifles lest they meet armed watchmen bent on defending their plots. Interesting. Paul Troet, Lear CEO, says the firm is not responsible for the helicopter raids. We do not do any kind of vigilante Black Ops Blackwater stuff. Sure, pal. Right, we believe you. So anyway. Yeah, the more you read about this, the more you realize this woman was just assaulted. Assaulted by a private company that nobody seems to really know who hired them, but also nobody seemed to stop them when they came out of nowhere and attacked the woman. And let's think about that for a second real quick, and you get to the conclusion that they're Brownshirts. They were hired by somebody probably on the Republican side, to censor what was being said. Do I know what happened? No. Except I know one thing that happened. A woman was dragged out by an unknown security firm. What if that security firm had been terrorists with guns planning to kill the people at the meeting? Local law enforcement wouldn't have been aware of it. They say they don't know who hired these people. But they didn't stop these unknown people when they attacked a woman. That's weird. Somebody's not telling the truth here. And it's your job to ask what the deal is. Do I have any answers or anything you can actively do? Well, it's good to get these people's name out. That's a good start. It's good to make it known that, like, hey, this is a thing that's happening in America. Because this is the first time I've seen it happen. We'll talk about the next time it happens. I'm going to give you a palate cleanser. There's a cat hanging out in a bed. She's being very lovable. She's being adorable. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining. The number one thing you can do to support this channel is to subscribe. The number two thing you can do to support this channel is share this video to your friends through any contacts you have. Thank you all so much for joining me and as always on this channel. Pieces.